From where to? Thanks. Two homes from Brentford. Right.
Morning.
How are you?
Hi everyone. We'll just jump straight in. Andy, we good?
Thursday afternoon.
Hi.
Significant team news first of all, please.
Team news. Falcao is injured and will be for a few weeks. And Courtois is still out. And no more problems.
Ivanovic?
It's good.
Available?
Yeah.
Have you appealed the stadium ban for the weekend's game?
No.
You haven't appealed it?
No.
Why did you decide not to?
Because the match is tomorrow, and because I know the result of that appeal already, and I decided to give up.
Was that a hard decision?
I don't speak about it, really.
So does part of you accept that the punishment is right then?
You know, I think it's stupid to fight a fight that you know that you already lose.
So how do you think it's going to impact this weekend in terms of the logistics of how things get done? When will be the last point that you speak to the players? Will you travel with them, watch it at home? What are you going to do?
I travel with them, yeah. I travel with them, and I will be with them until the moment somebody stops me, which is, I think, when I am in the limit of the compound or the stadium or the facility. I don't know how to explain, but we know when I have to stop to be with the players, and that's the limit.
So you can go on the bus with them but not get off it at the stadium, that kind of thing, you think?
I have to get out before.
Where will you watch the game?
I don't know.
You don't know. But you'll wait for them in Stoke and come back together?
Yeah.
How will you do it in terms of substitutions and things like that during the game? Who will be in charge of that?
Me?
But you can't communicate it to them, can you?
I know, but I will be in charge.
So you give your staff a plan of what you want them to do
Yeah.
based on...
Every responsibility is my responsibility. They are completely free of that extra pressure that doesn't belong to their jobs, and is my responsibility.
And in terms of leadership from your players, the senior players within the group, could that be an important thing for them more than usual this weekend in your absence to try and sort of step up and help fill that void?
They know what they have. They know what they have to do. I choose the team. I predict the maximum I can, the different aspects of the game and the different directions that the game can follow, and I try to prepare them even better than ever, players and assistants, because it's the only way. Apart of that, how many matches a manager doesn't interfere, doesn't say a word, depends of the profile. Some of them, they sit on the bench for 90 minutes. Others, we try to interact a bit more. But this is what we have, and we have to try the best.
No temptation to do the laundry basket thing?
No, no temptation.
I think they probably put some airport scanners up to make you put your kit through just to make sure? Or?
You know, I know the situation where I am in relation to the football power in this country, and I have to adapt. I have to adapt to it. Obviously, no chance to think about any strategy, because no chance.
In terms of the fine money, Tony Pulis today said that with finances as they are with governing bodies and things, that we should have transparency about where managers' fine money goes, and we should know what the FA are doing with it. Would you like to see transparency for that? They've had a lot of money off you.
Well, I prefer not to speak because I think it's enough.
Would you agree that what he said about it going to charity, he thinks it should be going to charity maybe? That'd be a good idea.
I do a lot of charity, and I do with my heart, and I don't do because I am punished for something related to my job. So I do enough charity to be fair. I do a lot.
And one good thing, I guess, about getting this one out of the way before the international break is maybe you could use that as a period of reflection and try and start with a fresh page once they come back to international duty. Do you view it like that? Try and move on from all the madness of the last few weeks?
No. I reflect every day. I live my professional day every day. I don't need 2 weeks without matches for that.
John?
Jose, you say you're going to be responsible for the substitutions. I'm just wondering how that's going to work, because obviously you don't know how the game's going to unfold, and you can't communicate presumably with your staff during the match.
Well, if after 10 minutes we are playing with 7 men, it's something that my assistants are not prepared. I didn't prepare them for that. So they have to decide themselves. But we tried to reduce. What you are right, the game is unpredictable. You don't know the direction of the game in many aspects, but we can try to reduce that. And that we did.
So you sat down with your staff, have you, and gone through scenarios, what could happen? And
To the most incredible scenarios that you can imagine. Let's go to extreme scenarios. At half-time, winning 4-0. At half-time, losing 4-0. And in between these, you have 1,000 options. B, dominating and controlling the game. B, being dominated and not controlling the game. Having problems in this area, having problems with that area. Injuries or red cards of the goalkeeper, the right back, the central defender, the left back, the striker, the winger. We went to all these different scenarios, and they are prepared. And also with what I think is important is for them to feel protected by the fact that is my responsibility, and it's just for the players to play and for the assistants to be with them and to be supportive with them.
how tough would it be for you to sit wherever you're sitting, a hotel room in Stoke or wherever it might be, and not actually be involved with your side?
Well, you can imagine that is not easy. You can imagine how I feel. And I don't want to speak a lot about it, because to speak about it, I have to go deeper. I have to go to the dimension of the situation, because one thing is not to be on the bench, because against West Ham the referee told me not to be on the bench in the second half, but nobody told me to leave the stadium. In this moment I am stopped not just to do my work, I am stopped to go to a football stadium, I am stopped to be in something I like so much, which is football. If I go to the dimension of the punishment, I think it opens a range of situations and options that I can imagine that in the future we are going to have lots of managers with stadium bans, because the stadium ban should be related to something really, really serious in terms of aggressivity, in terms of words that I don't want to use. And this stadium ban is connected to words, to complaints. So I imagine that in this moment is open for. I'm sorry. I think in this moment is open for, in the future, the stadium ban to happen much more times, unless we have our association or others associations around Europe that question in a very serious and legal way about the rights of the managers and having stadium bans, the dimension of the stadium ban. But from my point of view, from my side, I want to be out of it. I want to let the game of tomorrow to finish, and that's it.
Do you ever regret, Jose, your actions? Do you sometimes think, I wish I hadn't spoken to the referee when I came down the tunnel at West Ham, I wish I'd just kept quiet and I'd never have this issue?
Well, this time the referee invited me to go to his dressing room and to tell him what I thought about the first half.
There must have been a reason for that, was there?
And it's enough for me.
Matt.
Jose, the laundry basket episode, lots of time has elapsed since that. Can you confirm that?
If you want stories, it's not with me. I told you before. With Mourinho, stories are over.
So you're not prepared to confirm that happened?
No, I'm not prepared.
How do you plan to watch the game?
I have no plans. Maybe I sit in a street corner in my iPad and I watch. I don't know.
Will you listen to the commentary and to the pundits' opinions at the half time? Will you have more than one screen so that you can see different replays? Will you have analysis from your club?
For what? If I cannot contact with the game, maybe I don't even watch the game. I cannot contact with the game. So what's the point?
Will you follow it on Twitter?
Yeah?
Will you follow this on Twitter?
Maybe. Live score, results. Maybe.
Anybody else before we turn cameras off?
Yeah.
Yes.
Can I ask about Stoke? Is there a factor of wanting to exact some revenge for the League Cup penalties?
Revenge of what?
For going with the League Cup, the penalties going out.
And what's the problem? Revenge of what?
To win this one and
Why? We played a good game. People was nice to us. Our supporters were fantastic. No problems between supporters. A great football match. A good referee. A good show for everyone. One team scored one more penalty. One team left happy, another one left unhappy. But everything went very normal. Revenge of what?
And Willian has been a very important player for you. Great performance in midweek. How are you rating him at the moment?
He's playing very well. And in this moment he's surrounded by other players that are playing very well. To be fair with him, there was a period in the season where sometimes I felt him, I don't say alone, but I felt him a bit isolated from the general context. In this moment I see him exactly in the middle of that positive context, which is a team playing well, trying to play more and more. But obviously when you are the match winner and with a really special shot, I think is fair. Your question is fair. The boy is magnificent.
Okay. No? Okay, good. Okay, cameras off then, please. Thanks, guys. We'll move to papers. Thank you.